Hey everybody, today we are going to be talking about what makes a house a home. We have all been stuck inside of our houses, I'm sure, for what feels like a very long time. We've been stuck inside for a while, and I know that I personally have had a hard time sometimes appreciating my home because I've been stuck inside of it, and you get a little bit antsy, you want to get out. But every home is special and unique to us, the people who live there. So if I'm looking at my house, it's not just a house. A house is a building that people can live inside of. It has rooms and walls and roofs and doors. But a home is something different. A home is a place that feels special and makes you feel comfortable and safe. So my home is special because of the people that are living inside of it with me, my family, and because of the objects that I keep inside, my sentimental things. My plants make it feel like home to me. The fact that I can go out and see my front porch and see statues and see the trees, those things feel like home. So I want you to think about what makes your house special. What makes your house a home? And we're going to take some time to draw our very special house. And I'm going to show you my version of that in just a minute. Since today we're talking about homes, we first need to talk about what kind of elements of art make up a home. Things such as our lines, our shapes, our textures, patterns, colors. We need to talk about how we can use those to create a house. Let's start with lines and shapes because they're going to go together really well. The basic shapes of our houses are going to be a little bit different. We might have a square house, so it would be shaped like a square when you look at it from the front. We might have a house that is tall and thin, like for example, if we lived in an apartment building or if we lived in an older house, lots of those are tall and thin. My house is like that. We might even have short and wide houses, like a one-story house, but they're very long instead. Now, after we think about the basic shape of our main part of our house, we need to think about what goes on top, our roof. So a roof might be a very different shape. We can have roofs that are pointy, like a triangle. We might have a roof that is flat. We might have a house that has more than one kind of roof. So maybe it has a flat edge that kind of hangs out over. Maybe it's got a pointed roof on one side and another one. It might have more than one roof. Then we might even have a roof that has a slope on both sides. A lot of ranch houses or one-story houses have this. So you have to go and look at your house and let me know what yours looks like. But some houses have a roof that has the shape of a trapezoid. That's what the shape is if you aren't familiar with it. A trapezoid is going to be a shape that has one set of parallel lines, meaning that they mimic each other. They both go straight in the same direction. But on the other sides, they have two edges that are not parallel. So that means if I kept leaving these lines to go on and on and on forever, eventually they'd come together and they'd make a point. They'd intersect. So my trapezoid roof is one option I might have. I might have a triangular roof, a flat roof, or I might have more than one type of roof on my house. Now, let's go ahead and move on to pattern and texture. So on my house, I need to think about what is my house made out of. If I look at the outside of my house, it might be built out of a variety of different building materials. So some people might have a house that's made out of bricks. Some people might have a house that has siding on it. Siding would be those long panels that are like straight across and they look and feel kind of like a plastic. So they are long rectangular shapes. Some people might have a house that's built out of stone. So it might be very cobblestone looking, or they might have a house made out of wood or a variety of other different materials. You're going to have to go outside, see what your house looks like. Now my house looks very much like this one in the center. It's got more than one pointy roof. It's very tall and skinny, and it has siding. So I'm going to put my lines. Now, when you look at the different types of building materials, such as bricks and siding,
Even if we were looking at maybe stones that have a variety of different shapes, we're starting to see a pattern, which means that it's repeating over and over again to make a texture, which is the way it feels. So I can tell now, because of this repeating rectangle pattern, that this is brick. Even though it's not a real brick, I can tell that's what it is because I've repeated that pattern to create a texture of a brick. Here I've repeated those lines or rectangles over and over all the way down my building to create the texture that we would see for siding on a house. Now, this isn't everything we're gonna have to do because I don't see any way to get into this house, do you? I think we might need to get into the house. Oh, darn. How am I supposed to get in? Oh, yeah, I might need like a door on the front of my house. Doors also come in lots of different shapes and sizes, so let's see what we can come up with. We might have a rectangular door. Can't forget that doorknob. We might have a door that is tall and rounded on the top. It might even have a window on it. Who knows? We might even have more than one door on our house because some people might enter the house from a variety of different points, but they might also live in a place called a duplex or an apartment where more than one person lives in that building, so there's more than one door to get into the house. We're also going to add in maybe some way to look outside and enjoy ourselves because we know we can't be trapped in a house all day long and not see anything else. So we might need to add some windows. Windows can come in a bunch of different shapes and sizes as well. Some are round, some are flat on one side and round on the other, some are square, some are rectangles. We might have windows in our doors. We might have windows in more than one room of the house, on different floors of the house. So remember to look for all these details, including the texture of our roof. So you go ahead, take the time to go outside, look at your house really carefully and notice the lines, shapes, patterns, and textures that exist on your house. And that's just for today. So tomorrow check back in and you will see a new video all about what we're gonna do to make these even more like our home. Until next time, you are so loved, missed, and so important.